Welcome back to Comprehensible English Hours podcast. Today's podcast will be the second podcast I have recorded. Last week we talked about the goals of the podcast and the goals of the channel. Today I would like to talk about hobbies. While many learn English as something that can help them with work, with their education, with travel, or if they would like to move to an English-speaking country, it would be less of a hobby and more of extra work. So, for me, my hobby would be learning languages. For many people, this would not be a hobby. So whether you are learning English as a hobby or if you have other hobbies that you do in your free time, after work, before work, on the weekend, after school, this would be the time to discuss them. So what is your favorite hobby? Mine, obviously, is learning languages. I am still studying Spanish. I am still studying Japanese. Those are the two languages that I am focusing on, and they take so much time and effort to learn. But there are many other hobbies. For instance, you could read books. Like I like to read books, listen to music, playing sports, watching movies, cooking, drawing, painting, gardening, playing video games, traveling, dancing. There are so many different hobbies. So, I like to read books. I like to listen to music. I used to like playing tennis, but I have not been so active recently. So I am probably not very good anymore. I like gardening, but at the time of this recording, right now, it is winter. So I am not gardening very much. Gardening is when you plant plants. I like to grow tomatoes. I like to grow peppers, cucumbers. I like to grow a lot of food. But right now, it's cold. There's snow on the ground. It is not a good time to garden. I also like to play video games, but for most people that I know anyways, they like to play the kind of games with other people. They like to play MMOs, multiplayer type games. They like to play shooter games, story-based games, those kinds of things. My favorite game to play would be simulation games, when I can make my own story and I can do whatever I want, really. So sandbox mode for most simulation games, those are my favorite kind of games. I also like to travel, though at the moment I haven't been able to travel very much. It's been a long time since I've gone to Japan, but that is part of why I liked to travel so much. I get to see different places. I get to talk to different people. I get to understand new cultures. I get to experience things that I obviously would not be able to experience where I live in the United States. And the United States is expensive. It's a very expensive place to live. It's a very expensive place to travel. So it may take me a bit more time to go back into my hobby of traveling. And when I do, hopefully I can share my experiences here on the channel, on the podcast, and I get to share it with you all. All right. So I don't really have a favorite hobby. I feel like many of my hobbies are connected. traveling, languages are connected. Languages and reading are connected. Gardening is probably not connected to anything. I just like to grow food. It's just something fun. I'm not much of a chef. I don't really cook very much. I do cook, but my cooking skills are very limited, and I like to make a lot of soup, a lot of rice, a lot of pasta, things that I can make a lot of so I can save it and I don't have to cook again for a long time. Maybe not the best way to cook, maybe not the best way to eat, but I'm not a big fan of cooking. I'll cook, but hopefully with few ingredients, with a little time, and I make a lot at one time. All at once. Okay. So, what kind of hobbies do you really enjoy? What do you like to do? When do you do it? How often do you do it? Is it something that's more active, like playing a sport, taking a walk? Or is it something more passive, where you can just, listen to a podcast? You can listen to music, where you can watch a movie or listen to a movie in the background. So you are just on one point or on one side enjoying the hobby, but you don't need to put very much work into it. So gardening would be work. Traveling would probably be work unless someone is planning the traveling for you. Dancing would be work. Drawing would be work. Something you have to put a lot of effort into. Watching a movie is not a very high effort hobby. It's very passive. The others are more active, where you are actively doing something to enjoy it. So, and if you have hobbies, how many do you have? Do you have a list? Has it been a long time since you've had a hobby? Have you run out of time because you work so much? You have a family, you have a lot of responsibilities, and you have no time to enjoy a hobby? What do you think? If you are listening to the podcast, go ahead and leave me a reply if you are on YouTube and tell me, what kind of hobbies do you have? Do you have a lot of time to enjoy these hobbies? Do you actively work on these hobbies often? Or do you wish you could pick up some hobbies despite not having time, or not being super motivated, or being too tired? What do you have that you do in your free time? I hope you have at least one hobby you enjoy, and if not, I hope you can pick one up soon. Maybe English learning. But otherwise, thank you very much for listening to my second podcast for English learners. If you enjoyed today's podcast, make sure you subscribe, and I will post another one next week. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.